Hi, everybody. Ooh, oh my gosh. Hello, hello. I crack up. There's such a lag time. Oh my gosh. So cool. How is everybody doing? I hope you all had a beautiful Easter season. That is my favorite season. Sorry. I had my microphone way across the room. Easter is my favorite season. And I know I talked about it a lot last week and even the week before, but it's just such a sacred time for me. And it's really a time of ascension and awakening. It's a time where we really can be in those energies. And my gosh, you guys, it's not slowing down. We've got a full moon, and I want to make sure I get the dates right. We've got a full moon coming up. Not this week. Got a new moon. I thought we had a full moon coming up here. Maybe we just came through a full moon. We did. We just came through a full moon on Easter, the day before Easter. And so we're still sitting in that kind of that, it's almost like a bell ring. It's like ping, and just that the reverberations, if you will, that activity of that ring. And also with the Easter and with those portals that open up. It's so cool. We have so much wonderful energy to work with, but it also can kind of knock us off our orbit a little bit. I notice a lot of people are saying that they are just like exhausted, which is to be expected after a holiday, especially if you had family and we're doing all the cooking and cleaning and preparation and picking up and everything. You know, it takes a village to create a wonderful holiday like that. And so it's normal to feel a little bit tired, but I'm just really noticing that people are just feeling exhausted. And I want you guys to know that it's normal, it's okay, and you are okay. You really, really are. This is just part of this process that we're going through. There's so much going on in the energetic world. And so just keep breathing, keep doing your thing. Right now, it's really important to be staying hydrated. I just got that like really loud. I think maybe that was for me too. Staying hydrated, eating really good, healthy foods right now is super important too. I had somebody I was talking to yesterday and they were saying, you know, I only eat organic and I'm vegetarian, blah, 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 and I'm exhausted, you know, so it's all, everybody's really feeling it. But what we've got happening now that we're all like, bah, we now are coming into eclipse season. So we've got a new moon, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, April 30th, we've got a new moon that is going to be a solar eclipse. And I understand it's going to be in Taurus. And so that again is going to be that wonderful energy of expansion, of love, of beauty, of relationship, of getting yourself right with the Lord, kind of a thing. Whatever Lord is to you. But getting yourself right with your own divine flow. I mean, that's really what I want to say. You know, we've gotten so far off of our center with having like spiritual connection. You know, in the old days where I'm from, you know, we had religion and we went to church and we had all that stuff. And so many people still do that too. And it's beautiful, you know, whatever your tradition. But so many people have kind of gotten away from the traditional religion, but there's not really a whole lot to, you know, that's come up in its space, you know. So it's not like we can all go and have a spiritual kumbaya on the beach. We haven't quite gotten there yet. There's a lot of people like me. It's trying to create those spaces, but it's taking a while for us to get there. But I saw on Facebook and some other places where I get information, there were a lot of people that were doing gatherings, which is like, yes, we need that. And so getting right with the God within is really important, guys. And I can't stress enough. I say it all the time. You know, it's like, we got to pray. We got to meditate. We have to take time for ourselves. We've got to get out in nature. And Archangel Michael is kind of yelling in my ear, you've got to be drinking good quality water. You got to be eating good quality food. And he's even saying we don't need a lot of food right now too, which is kind of interesting. And he's just saying, just really finding a balance. Also, he's talking about clearing the gut. Clearing that out too is really important. Clearing the blood. Right now is the time for kind of purging. So maybe even a little bit of fasting if you're into that or know how to do that. Make sure you check with doctors and professionals to do that, because it's a natural thing that we do, but it's also something that I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be one. So check with your medical professions. But we got the solar eclipse coming up, which means on the full moon, about 2 weeks later, we are going to have, which is May 15th, we are going to have a full moon lunar eclipse on the first moon of Wesak. Now, Wesak is a very interesting ancient pilgrimage where people from all over the Eastern cultures, if you will, from India, from even places like Cambodia, the Tibetans are big in this, even from Europe, would take a journey quest, a pilgrimage to a place called the Wesak Valley, because it is in this tradition, the 3 moons of Wesak, which is typically the May, June, and July full moons, are the full moons where we can reach the Buddhic Christ energies the easiest and the most. So the Christ energies are closest. And this isn't Jesus, this is the Christ consciousness. So we've come through all of this. We've had all this main stuff, full moon on Easter, coming through into eclipse season. And then we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse on Wesak, which is May 15th. So super cool stuff going on. I am going to try to have a really cool ceremony kind of thing. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to do a ceremonial thing actually here on Zoom, which would be cool. And so lots of stuff going on. And I also may be we're trying to put together something that Saturday before, on the 14th, to do something really special here at my house. So I'll keep everybody notified too. So I'm bringing that up because it's really important that we keep being reminded. I need to be reminded, it's like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I'm getting done with work. I can only work 6 or 7 hours and I'm exhausted. I used to be able to work 12, 14-hour days. And now it's half that time and I'm tired. I need to sit down. I need to get myself stretched out. I need to give myself some downtime because everything feels like this. And it really is. Schumann resonance is up. The solar flares are going on. Got a lot of activity. So make sure you're taking care of your nervous system. So something that I wanted to, hey, everybody, thanks for being here. Hey, Barbie. So nice to see you, sweetheart. And hello, love. I love that. So you know what I did? And for those of you that don't know, I have a Facebook group called Soulful Living Tribe that you're invited to come over and check it out. We have it's not a real big group. I think we only have about 700 people, a little less than 700. But I do all kinds of different things. I'm actually going to start streaming this into spiritual chit chat starting next week, or into Soulful Living Tribe. I'm sorry. See, my brain's not working either. But I did a little poll to see what people are interested in. And it was really cool because the top one was sound frequency and vibrational healing. And the second was connecting to dragons, unicorns, mermaids, and fairies. And so that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. And also just to let you guys know, I do the frequency healing, but I'm actually working on getting my certification as a sound healer because I use sound, I use light language, I use toning, I use crystal bowls. I'm not kidding. My brain is just like today, but I use crystal bowls. I use chimes. I use frequency, tuning forks. I use all kinds of stuff. And so I really wanted to learn like the depths of what it is. So it's really cool because whenever I take a class, you guys learn from it. So it's going to be really cool. But today, let's talk about dragons, unicorns, mermaids, and fairies. I want to start. Hey, Linda. Oh, out walking the dogs. How fun, out in nature. Good for you. So, dragons, unicorns, mermaids, and fairies, they're each a little bit different, but they also are beings who actually do exist. At one point in time, they moved into the seventh dimension because humanity had dropped density, dropped consciousness, and they were no longer safe to be here with the humans. And that may really have happened around the time of the kind of fall of Atlantis. Lemuria, Lemuria, Atlantis, and we don't really have good timelines because a lot of that information was taken out, but there are channels and people who have brought some of that through, Edgar Cayce being one, Plato being another one. And hey, Julia, super cool. All right, awesome. Thank you, Julia. Julia is my amazing media consultant, and she is doing a fabulous job. But with the dragons and what we sometimes call the mythical realms, a lot of people think, oh, well, they're just stories, but they were not. They truly were real. My understanding is that they left and moved into the seventh dimension in order to protect themselves from kind of the downfall of humanity. One of our many downfalls, we all fall down, we get back up, right? We're all learning. But they also represent the different elements, right? Dragons are fire, unicorns are earth, mermaids are water, and fairies are air. And so when you start moving into this, you start realizing that you're working with the elemental realms. So these beings really are beings who are part of the whole earth matrix. And we have to remember Mother Earth is not a low density, low consciousness being. She is inhabited by that, but Mother Earth is a very conscious, awakened being. And actually, Archangel Michael is telling me that she is by her nature like a 12th dimensional being, as are most of the planets in our solar system and above, right? We're all trying to hit 5D. We're all trying to just let's get into that fifth dimensional where we leave this baggage, the judgment, the attachment behind, and move into those spaces. So when you start working with and connecting to this mythical realm, you really need to be able to sustain a frequency that's a little bit up there. It doesn't mean you have to be seventh dimensional, but it does mean that for these great beings, these great mythical creatures to work with us, is we have to be somewhat well, the unicorns always say pure of heart, right? We need to have a purity of heart. We need to have a good intention. The dragons are telling me right now that there are many people that want to connect with them for their power. They see dragons as very powerful. And this is part of what happened with the dragons before, is they were used for their power, but the power wasn't being used for creation and for positivity. It was used for massive destruction because, we've all seen pictures of dragons. They're huge and they're fiery and they can scorch a swath of land, is what I have a dragon I work with. His name is Aragon. And he's a beautiful big black dragon with gold and red down his belly. And he's saying, that they were kind of employed by the humans for a while. And all of a sudden they realized, no, they didn't want to be a part of that. And so that's part of the lore that we still see. I know so much of the dragon stuff we see is these destructive, angry, flying reptiles that are attacking humanity. And that really isn't their nature, although they were used for that. So now for them to start coming back and working with us during this time of shift and change, we need to be pure of heart. We need to be pure, have pure intentions. The dragons, especially, you would think dragons, they're like they could just destroy you in a snap, but they are, of all of these, the most sensitive. And it's kind of interesting to me because dragons are so sensitive to our nature, to our thinking, to what we're doing, to what our intentions are, that they can be very standoffish, where they're like, but I'm here with the greatest of intentions and I wish to work with you. Well, the dragons can see through all of that. They'll have none of it. They can literally burn through your BS and see what is really there. And so the dragons demand respect. They demand that you be of integrity. They demand that you keep your word, that you do what you say you're going to do, and that you befriend them to be friends, not to use them or for their qualities, and that's what, a lot of people, I teach connecting with the angels, and we connect with the angels so they can help us do our thing, where these beautiful mythical beings are like, no, we want to be friends first. We want to find out what's going on. We want to be with you. We want to be able to have a relationship before we start talking about transactional things. And I'm kind of giggling because Aragon is he's right here. He's right here with me, to my right. And he has a great sense of humor, but he is saying that this is part of helping humanity to come back into alignment with who they really are too. And this is part of what the mythical realms are doing, with the dragons being so sensitive, and they have really good boundaries, right? They're super sensitive. They know what's going on. You need to have that pure heart, pure intention. And the unicorns, the same thing. It is said that the unicorns will only work with those with a pure heart. Unicorns are still depicted in a lot of things that you see over in Europe, especially in England and Wales and Scotland. You see that unicorn iconography everywhere. And there's these ancient tapestries that have been done that depict the unicorn laying its head in Mother Mary's lap. Now, it could be Mother Mary, could be Mary Magdalene. There's two stories of that, but there's one particular tapestry. And if you go to my website and go to the blogs, I've got a blog about the unicorns. It's one of the first blogs that I did. And it talks about that tapestry and some of the information about the unicorns. And so, the unicorns they're so pure themselves that they work with purity, and they tend to work a lot with children. And I'm finding that the unicorns are loving the star seeds. They are loving these new children that are coming in. It's not by accident that all the unicorn toys and all this kind of stuff are here for the children to play with. And it's kind of interesting because, they have these unicorns that show them, pooping rainbows and kind of offensive kind of stuff. But I find that the children, they like that, they're not really drawn to that. That's kind of like older people wanting unicorns, which is okay. But the children like the fluffy ones, the ones that they can hug, the ones that are beautiful, that are sparkly, that have beautiful music. And so the unicorns are really wanting to work with the children and be with the children and bring the magic back into the hearts of children. And then there's the mermaids, another mythical creature who has always been here with us, by the way. They did leave into the seventh dimension, but they have come and gone. They're one of the few of the mythicals that kind of have come and gone. And I know somebody who's actually seen a mermaid. He's seen a mermaid, good old Joe Costa, and he had an interaction actually with a mermaid. And it's cool because they're here, and there are stories, of them singing and bringing the men in the ships, to their death in the sea. That there may be something to that. I've never really checked with the mermaids. My personal relationship with the mermaid is they come in and bring a lot of stability to emotion, right? They're watery beings. They bring in grace and beauty. They do sing a lot. So when I sing, or when my granddaughter sings, it's a mermaid thing. The mermaids are coming through. So the mermaids are a lot about the voice, about being who you are, and allowing you to release emotion, whether it's good or bad, and we put these attachments on it by calling them good or bad. Usually bad emotions are the ones that hurt, and the good emotions are the ones that feel good. But all of it needs to be done, and sound and voice and speaking and singing is so important, and it's really important now. And another thing that the mermaids are talking about, and I've got two right now. I've got a mermaid and a merman that are coming in. They're kind of a little bit behind me. And they're saying part of the mermaids too are work on relationship. They work on the coming together, the emotional stability and relationship, finding your perfect mate, not a soulmate, because soulmate relationships can be kind of rough, because soulmates don't necessarily come in, to make your life better. They come in to help you learn the lessons you're here to learn. And so a lot of times it's like, well, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want that. But the mermaids are also about that. The mermaids are very much about being who you are in the bigger picture, and being able to be an emotional being, but also a spiritual being, and to be able to kind of flow with the waves, flow with the storms, and be in peaceful environs, even when the storm is going on around you. So the mermaids are a lot about that, but they're really, I can hear the singing, in the movie, The Little Mermaid, when Ariel is singing, she's, and I've got a sinus infection, so my voice is kind of bad right now, but it's, when she's singing that, that's what I'm hearing in the background. It's about opening up the voice. Our voices have been shut. Our expression has been shut down, and is systematically being shut down more. And the mermaids are here to help us to open up. And even if it's not, voicing our thoughts and beliefs, it's that vibrational activity of sound and song and toning. Also, this mermaid that is here is saying to be careful about the music that you're listening to. Make sure that the music that you're listening to is uplifting and is harmonically tuned. A 432 or a 528 is really important. There are others too. Because everything is frequency and sound. And it's funny because that's on my poll that I did, it was about sound healing and sound frequency. And we're going to be learning more and more about that too, because everything is frequency. And so the beautiful mermaids are saying the frequency of your voice affects every cell in your body. And so music is so powerful. Creation is sound, it's music, it's numbers, right? Tesla talked about when you learn the magic of 369, you'll understand the universe. I haven't learned or come to understand it, but I am learning more and more about it. And that'll be another class that we'll do down the line. And then the fairies are really about, I love them. They're really about joy and being happy, being in your happy space, taking that time, doing the things in your life that you are taking care of yourself so that you can have joy in your life. The fairies are about air. So they're about what you're thinking, right? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what is going wrong? Or are you thinking about where you're at right now and what is beautiful in this very moment? The fairies, even though they're a little willful and a little bit crazy, and they're a little bit like, woo, they are about being in the moment. They're about being right here, right now, and enjoying your world, your life, your experiences in this moment. And so that's very much an air quality, because every moment is changing, because it's now this moment and then this moment and this moment. And that's what the fairies do. And they really want you to bring the magic into every single moment. And we all know Tinkerbell, flies around with their little sparkles and everything. It's really what the fairies bring to the table. So we've got our dragons that are about being in integrity, unicorns about being gentle and kind, mermaids about your voice, the fairies about where are you placing your attention? What are you doing? And of course, there's so much more. But I wanted to give a little synopsis of that. I will be moving into some classes a little bit later in the year, probably June, July. Closer to July, we'll start having some classes available for that, because I love doing that. I've always been enthralled with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies. Anybody who's been to my home know that I've got mermaids everywhere, dragons in the corners, unicorns all over my bookcases, fairies sitting up by the plants. They're everywhere. And it's so funny because I never realized it. And I've so been drawn to that. And so it's super exciting to me. And I'm happy to be able to talk to you guys about it, because it's fun. It's fun. We all have we all have this mystical, magical part within us. We all remember the times when magic, and I don't mean Wicca, I mean magic, the magic of having everything working in your favor all the time, the magic of being free of mental constraints, of limits, the magic of being pure of heart, the magic of being, free to be who you are, to sing your own song. And when we have that freedom, when we have that within us, we are always in a positive producing kind of environment, that kind of a matrix, if you will. And so that's what these beautiful beings bring to us. And along with, them, a lot of times we have the crystal beings that are too, we all love crystals. And we love our beautiful amethyst and rose quartz and our obsidians and aquamarines and our selenites. We got our selenite swords. I love them. And I've always been a huge crystal fan. And again, if anybody's been to my house, there are crystals everywhere. And so it's super magical. It's super fun. And that's where I want to play, don't you? In the magic, in the joy, in the fun, in the happiness. I really want to share that space with you guys. I think that's part of what spiritual chit chat is. I know it's a big part of my membership site, A Million I Love Yous, which you can find over on my website, micheleamburgey.com. So what it's about is about bringing a million I love yous out into the world. And we do that by being in our own happy place, right? And so we're gonna start playing with those dragons and unicorns, mermaids, fairies, and have them, be a part of our happy place, and let us be a part of their happy place. The mystical realms are so cool, and a lot of that was lost too when the goddess was kind of went into the mist. If you know the story of the mists of Avalon, a lot of things went into the mists, right? A lot of the magic, a lot of the purity. And but it still exists, and it exists in every one of us. It's true, man. It's totally true. So what we are going to do is we have the Dragon Path cards today. We also have the Oceanic Tarot and the Mermaids. So that's who is going to be bringing readings for you guys. So let's see who's here. I love these cards. They're so good. So let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. How fun. Love is here. Barbie here. Linda, Julia. Super cool. Yeah, you guys are so cool. So who's got a question? Bring it on. Bring it. Bring it. Yeah. Oh, the dragons are like, get us out of the box. These cards are so cool. If any of you are wanting to get a deck of dragon cards, it's Caroline Mitchell, the Dragon Path. They're so pretty. They're really, really powerful. And so the dragons, man, they are chomping at the bit. They're like, do it, do it, do it. Oh, hey, Hillary. How are you doing? So Hillary is the first. I love it. Hello, love is bringing a fairy and a unicorn and dragons. Yes. We need them. So Hillary, the brave first one to ask a question. What does her dragon family want her to know? Ooh, ooh. Ooh, Hillary. And I'm going to tell you, these cards are really new to me. So I'm reading from the book for you guys, because these have some of these wonderful dragons. And Hillary, the first card you have is number 12, and it's this dragon called Singold. And I've not heard that name before. So I'm going to look him up for you so I can tell you exactly what his message is. I'm feeling almost like he looks ferocious, doesn't he? I'm kind of a little bit like, eek. Singold. Hillary, you're going to crack up, honey. Do that which lifts your heart to bring forth your deep inner smile from within. Singold is the dragon of gratitude, and he arrives when we need to take notice of and acknowledge old negative patterns. He asks us to recognize old emotional blocks. For example, these can be self-doubt, fear, or jealousy. He has these words to say about gratitude. Review your life to date and find things to be grateful for, so you can rejoice in who you are. Acknowledge the fears, envy, guilt, and anger within. Accept those niggling doubts. Admit that they are present, for they are a part of you. But you have no need to dwell there, for they are part of your past and are no longer relevant to your life now. Instead, revel in the pure joy of being alive. Seek the positive in your existence here on earth. Wow, Hillary, that is so cool. I like him. Oh my God, you're going to crack up. So he's recommending things for you to do. Chant, write, sing, be in peace, happiness, laughter, but above all, gratitude. Put it to music. Dance with it. Practice gratitude numerous times daily until joy and feeling grateful become an intrinsic part of your everyday life. Count your blessings until an attitude of gratitude resides in your heart and settles into your new pattern of being. Go forward with deep love in your heart. Wow. Wow, that is so cool, Hill. I love that. And you know what, you guys? Isn't it amazing how the things that we talk about, like when I start a topic, a lot of times I'm not even sure what I'm going to be talking about when I come on here, because I really let spirit guide, because it's for you. Okay, this whole thing, this whole spiritual chit chat, this is for you guys. And I love when kind of what we're talking about all comes around and it's confirmed by the cards and the beings that are guiding the cards. Also, I want you guys to know that if any of these messages resonate with you, they are for you too. Just because Hillary asked the question doesn't mean this answer is only for her, okay? So I want you guys to feel free to be like, oh, yeah, that's for me too, okay? Because I feel like it is. I feel like this message was very much for all of you. And then the next card we have, oh my goodness, and it's got the flower of life on it, is Mordwin. Check out that dragon. Isn't that a cool name? It's such a cool name. And these aren't dragons that I'm familiar with at all. So I'm learning with you guys. Oh, and he's a Grand Master dragon. He is a Grand Master dragon. Oh no, wait a minute. He's a healing dragon. Ooh. Okay. Hillary, this is for you, but this is also for whoever it resonates with. Mordwin says, only you are the master of your destiny. It's true. Mordwin's an awesome character, hugely powerful and all-encompassing. He will open doors, put people and situations in your path, which all lead you to living your divine purpose. It's his responsibility to guide you to fulfill the contract you made in spirit before you came to earth. He says, you are the power. Accept it as your own. Only you are the master of your destiny. His message is very clear. So ignore him at your peril. This is what happens when you start working with dragons, guys. When they accept you and they start talking to you, they kind of bring you under their leathery wing. They expect you to pay attention. So his message is clear. You have a job to do, so let's get on with it. You have the tools and the knowledge you need. Your self-doubt only hinders you. Your time is now. The world needs you to see your light. Step into your heart, and I will take the journey with you. Your role is to take your light out into the world with me as your guide. Together, we are the master creators. As you discover your life purpose, acknowledge your fears and self-doubt, but do not be bound by them. Woo, for they cloud your truth. Follow your heart. feeling your way with truth and integrity, right? They're even talking about that in these cards and in this book. Truth and integrity is so big. So Hillary, I hope that is, I hope that speaks to you and whoever else that is for. I really feel like this message is kind of like a across for everybody, even myself. So let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at all these questions. I love it. I love when you guys ask questions. It helps so much. It keeps it all going. Hello, Love is saying, can I please ask if my daughter wants me to move closer to her? I've been feeling kind of mixed signals. Well, you're getting mixed signals because she has mixed feelings about it. She wants you to be there. You're her mom. She loves you, but she also values her independence. And so what I'm getting is that she wants you to move closer, but it's really important that you allow her to maintain her independence. So in other words, if you do move closer, don't make her your whole focus and your BFF, right? Make sure that you have a life and everything of your own. I feel like she's a little bit afraid that she's going to lose some of her independence. And that's okay. And that's totally normal too, by the way. But there is a change and a move coming for you. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit using the Mermaid Oceanic cards. Yeah, and it feels like too that there may be something unspoken between you and your daughter. Maybe there was a little fight. Maybe there's some kind of, there's some little nuggets of not really like bad feelings, but some little nuggets in there. And I think mothers and daughters always have this. There's always a weird thing with mothers and daughters. And I feel like you guys need to bring it out in the open and talk about it. But there definitely is a change going on with you. It is in keeping with your own creative powers. And what they're saying is there's also a partnership involved in this somewhere. So I'm not sure if you're with a partner and thinking of moving with the partner, or if this is someone who's going to be at the other end when you move there. But it's kind of cool because you have the King of Cups and you also have the High Priest here. So if you do not have a partner, I want to say that there is someone coming in. If you do have a partner, I feel like that this person is growing and changing. So I'm not sure how that is. But yeah, there's this energy of, it's kind of cool. But you have to make sure you're not in competition with your daughter. You have to allow her to have her independence. You need to have your life. You're closer. You can help with the grandkids. You can be closer to babysit, to do holidays together. That's great. But make sure you have your own life. Or it will kind of blow up in your face in a way. But she loves you and she does want you there. I know that's a hard one, huh? It's a hard one. And as our kids get closer, and we want to be around them, and yet our culture kind of divides family, and we don't have a lot of good role models on how that looks like, what that looks like. So, but I do feel like not a bad idea, but there are some things, and I feel almost like there's something that you guys need to talk about too. It's like something needs to be communicated about. So, hello, Love and a Mermaid. Yay. Oops. Whoa. Karen Lesby is asking, are Debbie and I going to do business together? Yeah, I'm feeling a yes on that. I feel like it's kind of still in the creative stages. It's like if you've been talking about it, it's not completely worked out. But it's kind of cool. The first card that comes up for you, Karen, is trust. So make sure that you guys are really being honest and open about your expectations, your needs, your desires in this, because if not, you're going to have some drama. Okay. I feel like there are some things that you guys need to iron out before you jump in, but it's cool because the ultimate card is balance, right? So make sure that you guys are going in with all your cards on the table and tell her what you need. We've gotten so bad about talking about what we need and want, we're afraid to ask. But I do feel like that you guys, if you guys will be really, really honest and upfront with each other, I'm absolutely seeing it as a good thing. Linda is asking, do dragons have skin, scales, fur, feathers? Yes. There are all different kinds of dragons. The dragons that are kind of the ones that were kind of the England, Irish ones, the ones that are associated with like Germany and kind of those northern countries, many of them had the scales, the skin and the scales, that kind of like a leathery sort of skin. But there are ones that have fur and feathers, and you see that a little bit more, maybe not their whole body, but portions of their body, and more of the Eastern cultures like China, like Cambodia, Thailand, there's a lot of dragon iconography down there. And you'll see more like fur and feathers around their neck, around their tails. And sometimes some of them aren't even depicted with wings. And so there's many different kinds of dragons, and they're depicted from the different cultures. And that's one of the things, actually, Tucci and I are getting ready to do a dragon class, by the way. For those of you who are loving the dragon thing, let me tell you what date we have it down for. It's a ways off because we want to make sure we answer all these questions for you. It is going to be June 9th. So my dragon people, write that down on your calendar. We'll be getting there for that too. So yeah, Linda, that's a great question too. Thank you for asking that. And they have it all. They have it all. And they also have parts of their skin that's unique. And a lot of times it's up under here, which is a very, vulnerable kind of a place, that looks almost like translucent. It's a very interesting, and they're very sensitive right here on their little, kind of like where kitty cats like to be scratched. They have some, not all of them, but some of them have that delicate skin there. Barbie, oh my God, I quit my job yesterday. Do they have anything to say about what comes next? Barbie, you know what? Good on you. I know how much you've been struggling with these people. Oh, I know that's scary. But yeah, let's get you. What do they have to say about Barbie quitting her job? What comes next? Oh, Hillary, yeah. Being in that gratitude, even for the bad stuff, big time. So let's see what's going on with Barbie. And Barb's, the dragons want to talk to you too. It's so funny. When I'm asking in my mind, it's like, okay, let's get Barbie some answers here. What comes next? And Archangel Michael, I feel like he got really close here and he went, her joy. So he's doing what he does, right? He's answering us. And it's like, no, I need to know, like, where am I to get rent money? Ooh. Okay, first card for you, Barbie, Maravi Av, and what comes next after quitting your job? Security. This is so good. What comes next is you're going to have this security. Don't be in fear. Travel. Very interesting, this travel card coming up. I have been feeling like you may be moving. And I don't know what it is, but I've been feeling that moving. And I don't know if it's just traveling somewhere, but I'm feeling the moving. And then the next one is passion. You know, they've been telling you for a long time to move into what you're really passionate about. And even if you don't know exactly what it is, move in a direction towards your passion, because they're wanting to bring that for you. There's going to be a little bit of time of limbo, a little bit of time of waiting, but they're saying you're going to be okay. Ooh, yeah. And they're saying just everything's going to be okay. You got the card of responsibility. You also have the card of defense. And what I'm getting from this is like, don't go into fear. Don't go into that scary place. Really use this as a place of transformation for you. Okay. They're asking you to use what you know, because that's what this time period is all about. They're saying that there is restrictions if you don't keep it flowing. I know, guys, I'm going crazy with cards with her, but this is important for Barbie because you have choices coming up. It's also the Lover's card. So I'm not sure what this is. It's not always about a love relationship, but it is about you have choices, and they're saying choose what makes you happy. Oh, card of gossip. What are people saying? Gossip isn't always bad. Gossip isn't always bad. And they're saying to really be in that happy space, be in the gratitude, be in the happy space. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to totally enjoy life. Don't be afraid to be totally in that joy thing, even if it looks like Archangel Michael, he's saying, even if it looks like nothing is happening, be in the joy, because the universe really does want to bring you a miracle and teach you about this. And then the dragons wanted to bring you a Asclepius. So let me see what he has to do. Asclepius. Oh, wait a minute. XXV. They had a lot of XXV. Ooh, more than this before. Ooh. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. I missed a page. Asclepius. Okay, so here is Asclepius, and he says, it is your journey and yours alone. Do it the way you want to. And he's saying Asclepius was the ancient Greek god of medicine, the son of Apollo. Upon meeting him for the first time, his opening words were, your modern image of the caduceus is incorrect. He was a healer of great repute in Greek mythology, and this dragon in particular reminds us that inside us too reside the great healers. Are you hearing this, Barbie? Healers. This is telling you where to go with this. His particular affinity lies with practitioners who use healing plants, herbalism, homeopathy, essential oil, flower essences, and frequency healing. Add to this his rather shamanic energy and his affinity with snakes, and he's a powerful ally. I feel like he is asking you to start calling on him. Asclepius. Asclepius. I'm sorry. Asclepius is the dragon of the healer and the shaman. His wisdom is boundless. If he has flown into your reading today, know that you have his abundant knowledge on your side. Continuing with his practical help for your physical life, he asks if you need support of a professional with knowledge of healing plants, or if it's time for you to undertake training in some of these areas mentioned above. Alongside his ability to support those working with plant energies, he is a powerful ally. Beep. When we are ready for the next phase of our transformational journey in life. Barbie! His presence in your card today reminds you that together you create the immense combination of transmutation and transformation. Deep within, you know you can and will succeed. And he finishes with this. You are on the cusp of, oh my God, I'm getting total chills, Barbs. You are on the cusp of transformation, so allow me to guide you forward along the winding road. Remember, hold on to what you know to be true, for it is your journey and yours alone. Life never, excuse me, life never stands still. It is forever changing and evolving. Together, we can transmute that which binds you, accepting that your journey on earth is about life, death, and rebirth as you transform and grow personally and spiritually. Dude, that's all I'm saying. Amen. Barbie, go forth and prosper, honey. Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay. So Hillary, yeah. So let's see. Oh, cool. Very cool, Hillary. I love that. Okay. So love is saying I don't have a partner in my life. Yeah, I don't either. You know, when I often ask, it's like, what's the dealio? And they tell me that I have, stuff I have to do, and I would be distracted because I love boys. But that it would be a bit of a distraction for me. I don't know, what you've gotten, kind of a thing. But love is saying my mother and I live together now, and it's challenging. Yeah, God, I can only imagine. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Ooh, dragon. Oh, that's right. That's right after your birthday. Maybe you need to give yourself a little birthday present, Hillary. Oh, Linda. Yeah. And you know what, Linda, you have that beautiful dragon energy too. When I feel you, it's like you're very strong, you're very practical. Even though you don't really think you are, you've got that. And dragons can be kind of serious. They've got great sense of humor, but they can be very serious. They're like, no BS kind of a thing. Very cool. Linda, I should have asked if they have anything to tell me, but I feel like some of the others are also for me. Yeah, well, Linda, let me pull a card for you. Barbie's saying, I love you. I love you too, my dear friend. You're awesome. I'm planning a trip. Ah, now, as you know, healing's her jam. That's right. If anybody's out in Sedona, look up Barbie Moravioff, because she is a hell of a healer, by the way. She's the real deal. Linda, the dragons want to bring you a message, darling. Is remember what they say. If you don't ask the question, they don't ask. If you don't ask the question, they can't answer. They can't give you the answer that you need to hear. So cool. Oh, thank you, Laura. How are you doing, sweetie? Thank you. I love my pink. My whole house would be pink if I could get away with it. I was telling my granddaughter, I said, Grammy wants to have her house all in pink. And she looks around, she goes, but it's so colorful. Because I've just got color everywhere in my house. So very cool. So Linda, we are bringing up a card for you, or transformation, girl, and the healer. Let's read from the book. I don't usually, when I do sessions with people, I don't read from the book, but these dragon cards have so much juice in them. I'm using the book to read to you. And while I'm doing that, I'm learning about them too. So thanks for being here. The first card you have, Linda, is the card of transformation. And check this guy out. He's number 3, but look he's like a monarch butterfly. Isn't he beautiful? And I love that. I want to read. I can't wait to read what he's going to say, because I just feel like that. So this dragon transformation. Ooh, Linda, a new you is emerging. Let it go. All the fear, all the pain, all the doubt, all the anger, all the sorrow, all the guilt. You no longer need these experiences. They are in the past. They have completed their task, and they have no place in your future. By holding on to them, you only keep yourself trapped in old patterns, and you no longer have use for them. A new you is emerging, maybe a quieter, more considered you, but certainly a more powerful you. Having lived through a great many things, now is the time for you to put that experience to good use. Follow your inner guidance and let your old habits and worry slip away. There will always be those who question what you do, but that is in their journey. You are on yours. But that is their journey. You're on yours. Follow the steps laid out before you. Trust your own inner light as you move forward to a fresh way of being you. So you are going through some major stuff, Linda. Congratulations. Because it's, that's what we're here for. But we get so caught up in like the surviving day-to-day thing that we're not working on the transformation. And when we can at least let go of the past, at least let go of these things that take up so much of our mental space and our energy, we have more energy to deal with the now. And again, that gratitude is so important. And then Linda, I gotta show you this. The next card you have is the healer. Where are you as a healer? What is your space as the healer? I'm going to read this one to you too. Ooh. Ooh, wow. I think this is a Grand Master Dragon. Like 656. Oh, this guy's giving me chills. These are guardian dragons again. And you've got this guy. Check this guy out. He is like, and he's kind of on the caduceus in a way too. This gentle yet powerful dragon is a true guardian of all healers on earth. He connects particularly with those who work energetically. He reminds us that although we may walk our talk, we also still need to heed our own advice. We are not bottomless pits of energy and need to take time out now and again. His message to you is, I am the guardian of the healers. You are capable of great things on earth as a healer and as a light for others to follow. But to do this, you must burn brightly and throw light into the shadows of your own world. You give a great deal to others, but you must also make time for yourself. You need to rest and recharge. Your energy tank requires refilling lest you become depleted. Make time to meditate, rejuvenate, relax, and above all, to laugh. You may love your work, but it does not define you. You also need time to be you, a wife, a husband, a mother, father, daughter, son, sister, brother, friend, or other, or any role that you fulfill. He reminds us not to take ourselves so seriously, and if we do, we risk forgetting that we're just one tiny cog in the great wheel of life. So Linda, interesting. Where is this calling you, honey? Where is this calling you? I'm going to leave that to you. Let me know. Laura, oh, honey, if you have a question, Laura, pop in. There is saying, oh, I sent my letter to HR today to support my colleague. What will the outcome look like? I've been told to write a book, but not sure. Linda, you're putting in CPPL. I don't know what that means. I don't have the lingo. And I'll make something up and it'll always be something kind of crazy. There, what is happening with you? You know what, Vera? I'm going to say the outcome. Archangel Michael is saying there's not an outcome that we can really tell you because there's going to be multiple outcomes. What you did is going to help more people than you realize. It's created almost like a ripple effect. You know how you drop that pebble in the still lake and then the ripples, and there's multiple ripples that go out. By you doing this, and you're doing it to support your coworker, but it's going to create some policy change. There's going to be policy change. There's going to be some things that change because of this. And so it's good. What will the outcome look like? Archangel Michael is just saying, we can't tell you, because there's so many levels and layers around it. If you're asking what will the outcome look like for you, Archangel Michael he's seeing you walking away from the whole thing. And I think you had said that maybe you were willing to quit your job or had quit the job. But he just showing me you walking away, you're out, you did what you were supposed to do, you did your part in this, and now you can leave it. You can leave it and walk away. He's saying, be free, be free. Go find what makes you happy. Dawn Van Ness, hi, honey. Welcome, welcome. Dawn saying, I've been struggling in the last few days to stay in joy. Yeah, can the dragons give me any advice? Yes, absolutely. It's been squirrely, Dawn. It's we had that full moon the day before Easter. We had the Easter thing, we had all that Easter energy. And there is in the Stations of the Cross and this walk of Jesus, there's a lot of violence involved in this, right? And so we're all like about the ascension and all that stuff, but we still hold the cellular memory of the violence of those days. And a lot of us have been kind of having some struggle, and that full moon was intense. So if you're feeling tired, feeling a little bit disconnected, salt bath, getting salt bath. If you can do a salt bath or a salt shower will help immensely, Dawn. But the dragons, the healer. And also you have Luna, the dragon of the moon. So do you guys notice how the healer has come up? This is now the third time this card has been pulled. When this kind of starts happening, because we are a group here and we're working as a group consciousness, I want to say all of you are healers. Whether you are healing for others or healing for yourself, you guys are all called to this because there is a healing nature of you that is wanting to express. Yeah, salt bath is so good. So Dawn, you got the healer. I'm going to read him really quick again because his message is so good. And I actually but he's a guardian one. And he says, you may love your work, but it doesn't define you. You also need to be you. Where are you not being you? And this gentle yet powerful dragon is a true guardian of all healers. And that doesn't mean you have to be a healer of other people, right? When we do our own work, we affect the group consciousness. We affect our ancestry, both forwards and backwards. We stop ancestral cycles that some of them are pretty gnarly. And so know that as the healer, and when the healer card, the healer dragons come to you, it's not saying you have to be a healer and go get your Reiki and go start healing people. It's also, it's about healing yourself. So healing you. And Dawn, I think you heard most of this, but it is saying to find your joy, be in the space, be you, put that light into the shadows of your world. And I know that you know all of this, but I really want to pull up this other card, Luna, because she also holds a piece of this. And she, I think, is a Master Dragon card. She is XVI. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. She is a galactic dragon too, Dawn, by the way. This is Luna. Her message is embrace and accept what you really feel. Oh, okay, Dawn. As her name suggests, Luna is connected to our moon and her phases. She's a mother figure, and due to her watery nature, she connects to emotions, creativity, and of course, water. Her arrival is a prompt to give yourself permission to fully feel your emotions, especially the ones you've been avoiding. She urges you to examine them, own them, and release them. She says, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, it's fine to ask for help. This is not a weakness, but an acknowledgement that you have been strong for too long on your own. A little self-care wouldn't go amiss either. And I know you're really good about taking care of yourself. You can only fully be who you want to be once you embrace and accept who you are in everything. Only then can you truly transform. She urges us to follow our creativity, revisit latent talents, whether they're music, writing, singing, toning, in the field of performing, and so on. And she says, these activities of expression, now this is the third time this has come up in our little gathering here today too. These activities are good for the soul. You can lose yourself in the moment, in the song, in the tone, and become engrossed in a piece of work and embrace the bliss that accompanies such activities. So, Dawn, it's probably good for you to get some frequency stuff going on with you. Even playing music in the house, it doesn't even have to be to where you hear it, but to have a frequency, either a 432 or a 528 would be really good. I've always used to do that. And then I didn't have an iPad for a long time, and I just got an iPad a few months ago. And I've always had music playing in the house, and it keeps it so clear and clean and calm. And it's so funny because people always say when they come over to my house, they're just like, oh, they just are so, they just walk in and they melt. And part of it is playing that music. And Dawn, you might want to try that. You might want to have a little bit of that. And I get it just right on YouTube. I just go for, the ones that say clears energy. It's 532 hertz, and find one that just makes you feel good, like right out of the gate. There's a couple I've listened to that are like, nah, but there's some wonderful ones. So feel your way through that. So yeah, it's feel the feelings, feel the feels. And you know what, Dawn? I just worked with someone yesterday, and she was telling me the same thing. She goes, you got to feel what you're feeling. I'm like, no, I want to be happy and joyful all the time. She's like, nah, you got to feel them all. So, love, did we not pull a card for you? Oh my gosh, did I skip over you? Oh, that's right. You asked about your daughter. Yeah, we can pull a dragon card for you. Illuminaire comes through for you. Ooh, we're after 5 o'clock. We'll go really quick. Boop, boop. Illuminaire. Illuminaire says, only truth and integrity can stand the test of time. If you found a luminaire today, here is his message. I illuminate what cannot be seen, that which is hidden within you. Your truth needs to be seen and shared. You cannot hide behind your mask forever. Your shields of false protection don't serve you. Only truth has the integrity and can stand the test of time. Illuminaire is the first dragon that the creator of this deck met, who also holds angelic as well as dragon energy. In this case, from Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is the master alchemist and also the archangel of magic. So Illuminaire appears when we are not listening, when we've been resisting what needs uncovering and changing. It's usually of a spiritual or personal nature. Rest assured, you are now ready to deal with it because this card has arrived for you. The rest of his message is spiritual warriors of Earth collectively, we can change the world. Although humankind is not yet ready for us in all their might, you and others like you are preparing the way, anchoring the light onto the planet. Are you ready to continue your amazing journey of empowerment? And Illuminaire invites you to see the truth in all situations. He says, do not fear this illumination. Truth is liberation and freedom. Your fears lie with change, but open your heart, welcome it to your core, allowing the light to guide you forward. We all have stuff. We all have stuff. And part of what has happened in, a lot of the spiritual stuff, and I fall into it too, is like, oh, it's got to be love and light. It's got to be love and light. Can only be love and light. Sorry, we live in a dualistic world, and we have that flip side too, and we can't ignore it, right? We can't ignore it. That what I heard a word the other day, what they call that, spiritual bypassing, which, oh, that word kind of annoys me. Maybe because it's a trigger and I'm doing it. I don't know. I've kind of looked into it, but it's important. We got to feel the feels. We really do. We have to feel what is happening in our hearts and in our minds and in our souls. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. Sometimes it is just something we need to turn around and look at. And I do a hypnotherapy process where when people are having like really hard time with things that they're really struggling with, and they're constantly trying to run away. And part of the hypnotherapy thing is we identify what it is, we identify, everything about it. And then I have the people that are in the hypnotherapy process to turn around and face what it is. And 100% of the time, it's never as big and scary as they've been afraid it's going to be. And so that's one of the things too, is that message for you, love, but also for everybody. We need to feel the feels. We need to feel our feelings, all of them, the anger, the guilt, the shame, the shit. But we do shine the light on it. We love it. It's like, I have that shame in there. Well, I'm going to love that shame. Thank you for that shame. Thank you for that guilt. Thank you for that anger. I love the anger. I love you, anger. And with that, we can love those feelings back into balance instead of hiding them and stuffing them down and trying to ignore them, because what we resist persists, right? So you guys did absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of Spiritual Chit Chat. And we do it every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Don't forget, I got a lot going on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in California, so everything's Pacific. We have a very amazing channeled meditation evening. It's pretty advanced, so you do need to know how to meditate, kind of be able to sit. We meditate for about an hour. It's fully channeled. And we go and meet with the galactic federations. We go and meet with the angels and the masters. And we just have these amazing experiences. It's kind of more like a journey than actually a meditation. And then Fridays, I also have master classes. Right now, we're learning about the Ascended Masters. And this week, we're actually learning about the Lords of the Seven Rays, which is a specific set of masters that hold the frequencies of particular colors on this planet. Good stuff. Yeah, got so much good stuff going on here. YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. That way you get notified. I am going to start doing, excuse me, start doing like announcements and put it on there a little bit ahead of time so that you guys can know and be reminded that you're coming on. But you got to subscribe and you got to hit the bell down there. So do it. Do it. So I wish you all lots of love, lots of peace and harmony. And we will see you next week, if not before. Come play with me. Come be a part of my fun joy. I see you guys soon. I love you. Everybody be good.